Welcome. Stiffness can be a real problem for many of us first thing in the morning. After sleeping all night, right, our back, our joints, all can feel stiff and it can be hard to get moving. So this brief practice is to help you relieve some of that stiffness. So I invite you to come sit on the side of your bed or in a chair as we begin. And imagine you've just woken up from a restful night's sleep and notice what movements your body wants. So you may find a little movement in your neck, turning your head side to side. Right? What would feel good here to explore some movement. Then bring some movement into your shoulders. You might stretch your legs out, point and flex your feet a little, take some circles, any way that you like. And then bring your feet down to the floor. Might make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall. Close your eyes, take a breath in, and set an intention for the day ahead. What would you like to do? How would you like to be present in the activities that are ahead in your day, even if those activities keep you at home and there's not a lot of interaction with others? How do you want to be in this next 24 hours? All right, opening your eyes. Let's work to bring some mobility, right, to all of the joints. So with your arms at your side, take a nice deep breath, and as you do, let your arms rise out to the side and circle your wrists. They come up overhead. And now reverse the circles with your wrists and lower the arms down. Notice how that's stretching the whole spine. Do that again. Inhale, wrist circle up. Exhale, circle down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, circle down. Let's get the whole spine moving. So, right, we've lengthened the spine. Now let's move the spine forward and back. So with hands on your thighs, as you exhale, draw the belly in round and arch your back. Then inhale, draw the shoulders back. The hands might slide up towards the hip crease as you arch. So move back and forth between these two positions, rounding and arching. Notice what's happening in your back. Right? And if you have a lot of stiffness in your back first thing in the morning, this encourages some movement of the fluid and the discs, right, that are between the vertebrae. We'll do that one more time. So exhale, round, inhale, come up to center, give the shoulders a bit of a roll, and then relax, take a breath. Let's bring some side to side or lateral movement. So let your arms hang at your side. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, reach as if you were reaching down to the floor. You're going to keep your torso forward. Inhale to center and exhale. Take that reach to the other side. And go side to side. Keep firming the belly on the exhale as extra support for your low back. Take those side to side bends. And do one more. And come back to center. Notice how your spine is feeling. The other motion we want to make sure we take our spine in every day is a bit of a twist. So you can inhale your arms out to shoulder height, and as you exhale, twist to one side, and your hands can come down and rest on your thigh or the chair. Inhale, center, and go to the other side. If you'd like, as you inhale to center, this time as you twist, take now your left hand to the right side of your chest, or whatever is the opposite, and then go to the other side. Let's do one more time to each side. We're not twisting, right, and forcing the twist. We're just going to what's comfortable. Come back to center, relax your arms, hands come to your thighs. Take a breath in. Again, notice how the spine feels. All right, let's work through all the joints to work on relieving any stiffness in the joints. So take a look at your feet. Lift your toes and spread them wide. Create space there. And then drop the toes down and lift your heels. Feel what happens in your calves and the front of the ankles. And do that again. Lift your toes and spread. Drop the toes and lift the heels. You can even look down at your feet as you do this 2 more times. Bringing some mobility into the ankles. And then from here, I'm going to scoot a little more forward on my chair so I have some room. Let your knees open out to the side. Move to the outer edge of your feet and then towards the inner edge. You might have to separate your feet a little bit more. Notice what's happening in the hip joint as you do this and in the knees. Good. Coming back to center. Let's work the knees a little bit with this next activity. So hold on to the chair or bring your hands to the bed if that's where you're seated. And starting with your right foot, bring the tips of your toes to touch right underneath your chair. Take the foot forward and press into the ball of your foot. And then come to your heel and rock side to side. You see how we're getting the knee moving here. So it's tips of the toes, ball of the foot, come to the heel, gentle rock. We'll do two more. Tips of the toes, ball of the foot, heel, and rock. Last one. Tips of the toes, ball of the foot, heels, rock. And this time, bring your foot to stillness. Continue to draw the toes towards you as you press your heel away. You may notice a lot of lengthening in the back of the leg and into the knee. Right? So stay with this gentle stretch. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. And then release that leg. Right? If your knee is sore, you might want to give a bit of a rub or rub in around the hip area, whatever you need. And then take a moment. Close your eyes, soften your gaze. What do you notice about that right leg that we just worked? How does it feel different from the left leg? All right, let's bring those same movements into the left leg. So we're gonna start with our toe touch. Hands to your chair or your bed. So we're gonna tip the toes, ball of the foot, heel, and gentle rock. Do that again. Tips of the toes, ball of the foot, heel, and rock. Two more. Tips of the toes, ball of the foot, heel, and rock. Last one. Tips, ball, heel, little rock. We're going to hold here, drawing the toes towards us, pressing the heel away. Stretch into the calf and the hamstrings. And then release that leg. Again, if you want to bring any massage here, right? Self-massage is always a wonderful thing to do wherever you might need it. And then take a moment, right? A breath, 2 breaths. Notice, how does this left leg feel now compared to the right leg? All right, we want to get our pelvis moving a little bit. So bring your hands to your waist. Think about your pelvis moving around a clock. So protrude your belly forward as you move towards right the front of the pelvis. Then shift around towards 3 o'clock, back towards 9 o'clock at the, or 6 o'clock at the elbow, 9 o'clock, the opposite hip, and then forward. Let's do a couple more circles. So moving to 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 12, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 12. Let's reverse those circles. So we'll go from 12 to 9, 6, 3. Feel how your weight is shifting around on the sits bones and how your pelvis is moving here, even from seated. We'll take one more circle, doing the best that you can. Good, and coming back to center. Nice job. Let's begin to stretch the sides of the body a little bit more. So we'll do a rainbow stretch with me. So bringing your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Use your right hand to support you on the bed or the chair. We're going to do a rainbow stretch. So as you inhale, begin to lift the arm and slowly unfurl your fingers as if they were the petals on a rose. Open the palm out to the right and all the way down to the floor. I'm sorry, we're going to the left side. Okay. Then reverse, bringing pinky, ring, middle, pointer finger and thumb, and bringing that fist to the outside of the right thigh. Do that again with me. So inhale, lift. So as if you're tracing the arch of a rainbow. Right. And the head follows, so you notice we're getting a little neck stretching, and then coming back. Notice we're working through all the fingers to help relieve any stiffness there. Good. Once you come back, let's come to center. Take a moment. If you need to move your shoulders at all, please do. And let's go to the other side. So fist, I'm going to hold my chair just for stability. And as I take a breath in, I'm going to begin to lift the arm and begin to open up the fingers. like that flower unfolding. Fingers will be wide as they come down to the right. I look and then reverse. If the breathing is at all confusing to you, don't worry about that. Just keep moving and keep breathing. Do that again, lifting, slowly opening the fingers, down to the side, and then reversing. And come back to center. All right, let's take a little bit of a forward motion to stretch out our spine. So inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, bring your belly forward. You might have your feet slightly separated here, so there's room for your belly to come between your thighs. Notice I'm keeping my spine long, feeling that stretch down towards my tailbone. And then inhale, come back up to center. Reach your hands around behind you to rest on the seat behind you or holding the sides of the chair. That's available. And then lift your heart and arch up. And feel that little bit of back bend. And come back to center. Good. Let's give our shoulders a little movement. So bringing your hands to your fingertips to your shoulders. Take some circles here. And you're welcome to circle the elbows together or to have them circling right in opposite directions. And then go the other way. So whichever you've chosen. Good, and then with elbows out, draw the elbows back, feel the chest expand. Exhale, bring the elbows towards one another. They don't have to touch. Inhale, open. Exhale, back together. Inhale, open. Exhale, back together. And this time, let's open them and release the arms down. Good, let's bring a little movement to end our practice. Make sure we've worked all the joints. So we've worked the wrists, the fingers, the hands, the knees, the hips. Let's make sure that the neck and shoulders are relaxed. So bring your hands behind you. You can interlace your fingers, or sometimes I prefer to grab opposite elbows, right? If your shoulders are tight, grabbing opposite elbows might be a little difficult, so you can certainly hold opposite wrist, right? And sitting nice and tall, take your head and drop your chin towards your chest. Rock your head slightly as if you were shaking your head no. And then lift your chin parallel to the floor. Take now your right ear towards your right shoulder. Notice what you're feeling in the left side of the neck. Come back to center and then go to the left. And back to center. One more movement, turn and look over the right shoulder. Pause here. Sometimes I like to do a little yes nod. But if that feels like too much, just hold. Come back to center and go to the left. If you did the nod on the other side, you might try that here. And then come back to center. Release your arms, reach up, get nice and tall, and exhale, release your arms down. Bring your hands back to your thighs and take a moment to notice, how do you feel? So this is just a little bit of movement in the morning, right? Working through feet, ankles, knees, hips, get everything moving. You might choose now as you finish your practice, right, to come back to your intention for the day. You might stand up and do a little bit of stretching movement, but this is a great way to relieve some stiffness, right? As soon as you wake up in the morning, just sit on the side of the bed and do a little bit of movement. Thanks so much for practicing with me. I'll see you again soon. Namaste.